Your colleagues there, Khanna and Massey, they're confident they're going to get to 218 signatures despite the intense White House pressure to keep Republicans from joining that effort. Are you equally confident? Do you agree with Ro Khanna? This is not about politics. It's about a morality issue. So what does the Oversight Committee hope to find when staffers review documents?
Yeah, so a couple of things here. I don't know that I'm as confident as they are. I do believe that this is a call to action for the American people, as you were just discussing how upset the American people are on both sides of the aisle. I think that this is a good opportunity for those Republicans that believe that transparency is paramount to go ahead and call their elected representatives. We've seen so many of these senators that have decided that they won't run for re-election because they understand that what Trump is doing overall is absolutely killing their opportunity to seek re-election. So some of these House members, they need to feel the pressure of their constituents. So I say if you're a Democrat or a Republican, make sure you call your House member and tell them that you want them to sign the discharge petition. As relates to the Democrats, we've all signed, so actually don't waste your time calling us. You're going to need to call Republicans to sign off. I do believe that this is not political, and I do believe that it is a moral issue, because there is no way that you could hear anything that these survivors have said and feel like it's political. In fact, we know that a number of those survivors are actually Trump supporters, and they are so disappointed that he has now decided that this is nothing more than a Democratic hoax. Not to mention, we had the Speaker of the House sit and listen to these survivors in a closed hearing, or not a hearing, but a closed roundtable meeting, and then come out and say that the President of the United States was an informant that helped to take down Epstein. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And truly, it only makes people say, no, we really have to dig in. And this cannot just be limited to Comer, who does everything that he can to appease Donald Trump, being the one that is going to oversee this release. As it relates to what we expect to be in the birthday book that they said didn't exist, I have no idea, but I look forward to seeing what's in it.
So, back on Wednesday, the Capitol Hill press conference, those Epstein survivors, to your point, they shared incredibly emotional accounts of more than 2 decades of sexual abuse committed by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Take a listen to some of it.
If Ghislaine Maxwell were pardoned, it would undermine all the sacrifices I made to testify and make mockery of mine and all survivors' suffering. That is why the EpsteinFiles Transparency Act is so essential.
For so many years, it felt like Epstein's criminal behavior was an open secret. Not only did many others participate in the abuse, it is clear that many were aware of his interest in girls and very young women and chose to look the other way because it benefited them to do so.
What do you say to lawmakers who heard their stories and they still refuse to support a full investigation into the Epstein case?
I think they all deserve to lose their seats. I mean, at the end of the day, we swear an oath to the Constitution, and we swear to serve and to protect Americans. And right now, as you just had a conversation about this administration that is not attacking enemies, but has decided that it wanted to be an enemy towards its own American people, this is yet another attack on us. And what type of precedent is it setting, and what is it telling those that are suffering right now as victims as it relates to our elected officials? It says that so long as you have enough money and or power, then you will be protected and not the most vulnerable amongst us. We are talking about people that were children. You played a clip of Miss Farmer who talked about her as well as her sister that were abused in the 90s, and they reported this, and unfortunately nothing happened, to the extent that we had survivors that were giving us testimony as late as 2008 when he was absolutely supposed to be incarcerated in Florida, yet he was still somehow managing to abuse women. We have to stand up. I don't know who's in these files. I don't know if they're Democrats, Republicans, or independents. I don't know if they're donors to any specific campaigns. I have no idea. And honestly, it just doesn't matter. What matters is about doing better for not only these women, but for future generations.